At the end of the Clone Wars, a historic duel between Palpatine and Mace Windu took place in the Chancellor's office, which ultimately cemented the Sith's rise to power. However, both Windu and Palpatine were prodigies in lightsaber combat. Despite this, Palpatine was left at Windu's mercy until Skywalker intervened. But is this true? Did Sidious actually lose the duel with Windu, or was this all part of a much more tactical plan on Sidious's behalf? Now, it's important to remember, Windu was widely regarded as the most competent swordsman in the Jedi Order, nay even the galaxy. He developed his own lightsaber style almost unique to him as a Jedi, so if anyone was in with a chance of beating Palpatine, it was him. However, we need to look at Palpatine's motives of this entire encounter. Remember, he wanted to turn Anakin to the dark side. He knew Windu would be coming because Anakin told him that he was reporting it to the Jedi, and Windu, as the senior member of the council who was actually on Coruscant at the time, would of course be sent to deal with it. He also knew that Anakin was incredibly conflicted about this, as Anakin had been endeavouring to save Padme's life, so I think it's fair to say that Sidious knew that Anakin would turn up. I mean, think about it. He allowed 4 Jedi Masters, who had come to arrest or kill him, to simply walk straight into his office and confront him. What did he have to gain from this? He could have stationed guards at the entrance, he could have had their ship shot down, but he didn't. He let them come to him. Largely because he knew that Anakin would eventually come to intervene. Also, probably because he did want the excuse to be able to say that the Jedi had attempted to seize power by killing him. But if this really was just an elaborate piece of theatre, and if Sidious could have beaten Windu the entire time, why didn't he? Again, I think that the reason lies with Anakin. If Sidious was to have killed all 4 of the Jedi and Anakin walked him with him standing over their corpses, then it may have changed the outcome completely. This would have made Sidious look like a dangerous monster, and naturally Anakin would have been scared and likely have even tried to stop him. And as we know, that is not what Sidious wanted. Instead, Anakin walked in with Windu holding a blade to Palpatine's throat, the only man who could have saved his wife. For this reason, he was forced to choose his life in the Order, his friends and his peers, or his wife and unborn children. And at the end of the day, this is what Sidious wanted. He wanted to put Anakin under so much pressure that he would have to make this split-second decision, without time to hesitate, or really think it through. When you think about it, Sidious really didn't use any of his force powers in this entire duel. And this is strange. Sidious wasn't the biggest fan of lightsaber combat. He found them crude and brutish. He was a manipulator, he preferred to use his awesome mastery of the dark side to a blade. In fact, one of the only reasons the Sith still even used lightsabers was because the Jedi did. So to me, this suggests that there was an element on Palpatine's behalf where he was holding back. He wanted to create this high tension situation for Anakin to walk into. Now, it is important to note that I don't think this is an entire duel that was just staged by Sidious trying to manipulate Anakin. I believe that he took a great risk here. Windu was very capable and a big threat even to the Sith. However, we know that Sidious wanted Anakin badly, and for this reason, he was willing to risk his entire life's work to get him on side. For this reason, I believe that Sidious sought to draw the fight out. Fresh from his victory over the other 3 Masters who has accompanied Windu, I believe he was possibly overconfident and believed that he could just manipulate the entire battle, so he could eventually push Skywalker over the edge. However, I don't think he was fully expecting the tenacity that Windu possessed. By the time he was laying on the floor next to the window, I think he realised that he'd been a bit too overconfident. And at this point, he was scared. For this reason, this is when he eventually decided to use his Force lightning powers, as it was a last-ditch attempt to try and survive. At this point, he stood a very, very real chance of dying and losing everything that he'd worked so hard for. Honestly, I do believe Sidious was terrified at this moment. He realised that he'd underestimated Windu during the fight, perhaps holding back to prolong the duel. However, somehow Windu got the upper hand, and now his life rested on Anakin's shoulders. Luckily for him, it paid off. You have to imagine, if Palpatine was using the full amount of power that he possessed, a lot of dark side energy, lightning, the Force, etc., as opposed to just his blade, do you honestly believe that he wouldn't have defeated Windu? But what do you guys think? Was Sidious holding back in the fight? Did he underestimate Windu's abilities? Or was this all just an elaborate hoax made to manipulate Anakin? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, please remember to like, share and sub if you did enjoy it, as it's really appreciated and it helps the channel grow. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @TheLoreGuy and tick the bell for regular updates. Thanks again for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.